Okay, so eBay's 2025 policy update is finally here. And if you don't adjust, your profit margin could disappear overnight. Now, let's break down what changed and how you need to protect your money. And if you don't know who I am, my name is Brandon Jones, and I specialize in helping you make an extra income stream. On this channel, I give you tips and tricks on how to start and also profit from your reselling business, and also phone flipping tricks and tips. If you haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. Now let's get to the video. Okay, so let's break down what exactly changed. So number one, you're going to find that there are higher value fees in certain categories. And one of those categories, of course, is electronics. Why? My theory is because they see that it's the fourth quarter and they know for a fact that it's about to be a bunch of sales happening that we're going to be making. So we want to make sure we're maximizing, but also we're being careful, right? Because again, as the fees go up, you want to make sure so does your price, or you want to make sure you are making room to negotiate with your distributor so you maintain that profit. Now, when it comes to a listing and being able to deal with these fees, there's going to be a couple limitations when it comes to a listing, okay? Now, I want to be very careful when I tell you guys this, but there's going to be certain terms you don't want to use. Now, terms like Lightning and, of course, Apple and replicas, those are going to be terms that we've always not been able to use, but they're going to continue to get more drastic. So you want to make sure that you are making it an effort to excel when it comes to listing. You want to use terms that only will guarantee that you are inspecting what you expect with customer relations. So when you are dealing with customers, make sure the customers are not thinking that you're selling one product. In reality, you're selling another. This creates complications and also can help create a bunch of problems when it comes to cases. Now, your money being put on hold, we're going to talk about that later, but there are different restrictions that do get your account suspended and also banned. Now, another thing I want to talk about is increasing with shipping and returns. Now, one thing that we did when we researched, and if you guys don't know, we have an eBay automation service where we work with over 800 accounts on a monthly basis. We're realizing that shipping is starting to become a little higher, right? Depending on where that customer is located, we're finding that they are having an influx in shipping costs. Now, we're not talking about label, to be exact. We're talking about packaging these products. We're finding that no matter what, no matter if we do it ourselves or we go through eBay, the pricing is kind of high, okay? Now, we're talking about above $5, and usually $5 is the minimum. So, yeah, shipping is going higher. You need to make sure that you're inspecting what you need to expect with that, because one thing you don't want to do is try and list a product and then you ship it and realize you're only making $1.25. That will actually be a detriment to your business. Now, in my notes, I do have an example. There was a guy that was shipping MagSafe battery packs, and I believe we had a 12-piece bundle. This person was charging 56 something, and when we came when we did our calculations and he was about to ship, his profit, if I'm not mistaken, was around $36, but that cut because he was actually in Puerto Rico, $10.56 shipping, which it was usually $6.50. So it went over like a $4 change. And that is not something that we could just fumble over or just excuse as a mistake. Because again, we want to make sure we're making the most out of our money. That means we have to be diligent when we are looking at our shipping costs. So I want to be very careful and let you guys know, individually, these changes don't seem like they make a huge difference. But when it comes to scaling your store, this on record has been a 30 to 40% change in profits that we have seen. Now, we have been able to catch this very quick and early, and we urge you guys to too, because we do not want to see anyone losing or not getting the amount of money they deserve when it comes to scaling on eBay. So when it comes to why this is going to matter to resellers like you and me, it's because higher fees. So to give an example, a $50 sale could result in you actually losing $5 to $10. Now, again, the $5 to $10 individually may seem small, but it adds up. And when they add up, it sort of kind of, at this point, can make it seem like selling on a platform is not really giving you any purpose, right? Because we're doing this for a profit. We're not doing this for fun. All right. Keyword violations. We're seeing more sellers get flagged. This is an issue because when it comes to being banned, we have found a way to get unbanned and stay unbanned. But when we list something like a iPhone cable and we copy it from the sold tab and it tags the word lightning, and then you get a email saying you're restricted, that could actually backtrack you, right? So you got these chargers and you stocked up, you're ready for Q4, you're ready to take over. But that one minute mistake, that one time, could get your account restricted for 2 weeks. So you're losing 2 weeks of sales, and then you have to recoup from that. That could be very frustrating, and it also could put you in a bad position. Therefore, we want to make sure that you do not do any of these keyword violations. And I'm going to have like more in-depth videos on it, but I will tell you, lightning is definitely not one. Replica, when you're selling these Louis bags and you're selling the fake colognes, these are products that you want to make sure you are not abusing. So do not try to sell a Louis tote and make it seem as if it's a real Louis bag. Find a way around it. Now, there's a bunch of different methods I use for electronics. So prime example, if I'm selling a OEM cable, I'm not going to say this is a iPhone or Apple OEM cable. I probably won't even now say OEM at all. I would just list this as a Type-C to Type-C lightning cable. Now, oh, not lightning, but you know what I mean. Type-C to Type-C cable. I wouldn't really put the word Apple in it. Now, iPhone is great, right? So you could say Type-C to Type-C cable for iPhone, or iPhone style Type-C to Type-C cable. These are okay. You're not going to get flagged for that. But when you are putting yourself in a position, prime example, and you are selling something like this, the Max clones, right? If you're selling these and you're saying Apple Max clones or Air Max clones, these are not going to directly trigger the system, and I'm talking about the Vero system, but it could potentially hurt your account when it does catch on. And what I really think is happening, I think the AI system is more sensitive. They tweak the sensitivity up to where little keywords will get you restricted and suspended, and then of course make you fall behind, and that's exactly what we don't need during the holiday season. Now, when it comes to return policy shifts, that is another issue we're seeing. Now, I will tell you guys this. When it comes to returns, that's something you can't really fight on eBay, right? Because they always side with the buyer, and we know why. Because they're competing with corporations like Amazon, and they're trying to make sure that they keep the customer base that they do have. Therefore, they want to make sure they have a friendly return policy. You'll see this with companies like Macari as well. Now, when it comes to these return policies, the best way to beat that is making sure that you keep a record of every single transaction. You want to make sure that you are taking a picture when you're dropping the product off at the post office. Make sure that you are taking a picture when you're putting the product in the box. These little simple adjustments could help you, because these return policies are getting stricter. They are almost guaranteed to get the product back, or be able to send it back, or even keep the product and still get their money. This is something we have run into, but that is why it is important to create a talk track with the customer. Now, when you're creating a talk track, that's basically saying to message the customer. So let's say I sell something, right? Let's say I sell these AirPod Max clones. Number one, I want them to know these are not real. So I would say, hey, thank you for ordering. Did you get a chance to look at the description? I'm very happy to fulfill this for you, but I want to make sure we're on the same accord. Now, this in your eyes may seem sketchy, right? You may be like, well, why would I try to make the sale hot? Well, the reason you're making that sale hot is because you want to make sure that you are getting the money. And if the customer doesn't actually want it, you want to just be able to keep that product in your inventory rather than have it flowing out and you not actually being able to recoup the funds. That is very, very dangerous. And of course, it can have you losing money. All right. So those are some little tweaks and tips and the reasons it actually matters for resellers like you and I. All right. So how do you actually stay profitable? Now, when it comes to being profitable, I want to make this very clear. This video isn't to scare you. This video isn't to turn you away from eBay or to tear you apart from the platform. It's really because you don't even have to raise your prices. You just have to go about selling the product a bit different. Now, of course, I'm always going to say bundle, 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 right? Because the more the fees add up, the more you want to make sure you're selling more than just one product. Because again, if the shipping goes up, you want to sell 2 of these Max headphones rather than 1. Because 1 may cost us $6.50 to ship. 2 we can sell for a higher price, plus we can accommodate by using a similar packaging, right? Because they're not too big, and also being able to pay that fee without having any problems. So bundling is very, very important. You want to also use keywords. Now, using keywords, it does not mean using those restricted flag words. It means using words like over-the-air headphones or in-the-air headphones. These are words that are key because they show you or tell the customer exactly what the product does. So MagSafe charger, okay? So MagSafe style charging adapter, or MagSafe charging portable charger. Like, these things are crucial because the keyword MagSafe is not going to get you flagged. But if you're trying to sell it as an Apple, you could potentially have an issue. So you want to make sure you're using those keywords to explain what the product is doing. And this is something I find helpful, and it's like the best way I can put it into words, because without actually speaking it, it's kind of fluent and easy, and I completely understand why I do it, but explaining it, that is the perfect analogy and reason it's done. All right. Now, one of the biggest things I do want to talk about too on how you can make sure that you're profiting is factoring returning, or the returns inside the price, right? So what I mean by that is, no, when we sell these, so prime example, you can get this right now at wesply.com. These are the MagSafe clones. I said MagSafe, the AirPod Max clones, and these sell really well. These on the website are $27 each, okay? When you buy wholesale. So let's say you wanted to sell these. Now, these usually sell for around $90. So $90 to $130 is usually the typical range with these headphones. Now, if you want to actually factor in a return possibility, you want to make sure that you're probably going to, let's say you're selling in bundle. So each of these I would price at around, if my price was 90, I would price them around 100, because there is a huge risk that this customer would try to catch me slipping, and I don't have time for that, right? I don't want to have to pay for any shipping for the return. I don't want to have to lose any money, but most importantly, I don't want to have to price the product at a reasonable price, and then that price point isn't good enough for that customer, so they just return, and then I'm all out. All right, it's very important. And then last but not least, you want to leverage wholesale kits. Now, pilots kits. Now, if you guys don't know, at wesply.com, I have a wholesale resellers kit. It comes with 30 wholesale products. Here's one right here that I'm doing a video on it. But this right here is a $350 one. And what we do is each quarter we change these kits to fit the quarter's needs. This is the most important quarter, of course, because it's the fourth quarter. So there's a bunch of different products in here, which I'm going to go over in another video. But these kits give you more bang for your buck. So prime example, you're going to be getting, if you pay $320 for a reseller's kit, you're getting 50 products, and these products are already trending. These products are already going to give you momentum. They're great stocking stuffers and gifts for people to actually buy from you faster. And you're also going to get these products cheaper, and so you can continue to make money. So again, this is one of the biggest ways that you can continue to stay profitable, even though eBay is changing some of their terms and their policies to make sure that they're actually making money. Matter of fact, more money in quarter four. And of course, we stay ahead of the curve because we don't want to get caught slipping, because that's when you start losing money. Okay, so what I want to do right before we leave is I want to talk about the long game, okay? Because again, I like making these videos about eBay and videos about Mercari and etc. But I want to really emphasize why cross promotion or cross selling is important. Now, I've been one of those people to try my hardest to just get to a point where I'm excelling on multiple platforms and then extracting those customers to my own. Now, the way that looks is basically me selling this speaker, right? But me putting my business card with a coupon in this packaging, not this, but the box, for the customer to be enticed to go to my website. This works, right? But I do want to make this clear. Do not rely on eBay. Do not rely on Mercari or Amazon. I want you to have multiple platforms because you just never know, and they're always changing terms. And then they send you an email saying, hey, we've recently changed the update. We just updated and changed our service terms. You probably get those, but don't even pay it any mind because it happens frequently. And they happen for a bunch of different reasons. And a lot of it is because of money. They know that the money is out there. They just have to change the terms to get it. So you want to make sure you're building a system. When are you going to post? How are you going to post? What products are you going to post? When are you going to revise? When are you going to change and check your pricing? When are you going to ship? What day of the week are you going to ship out products? You want to have a system so that you're maintaining a way to profit and actually make money. That's how you survive these policy changes and always stay flexible to make money. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If you guys need any type of resellers kit, make sure you guys go to www.wesply.com. If you guys need these AirPod Maxes, go to wesply.com. This is a website where all resellers like you and I can get products without needing any business licenses or resellers permits, so we can thrive and of course be successful. Peace.